Welcome to Alive to Thrive OT. I'm Tracy Schnabel.
And I'm Lauren Lyman.
And we're two occupational therapists that notice a gap in the healthcare system, specifically with mental health and nutrition. We've done all the research for you and we want to empower you with information. However, we have a disclaimer alert. This is for informational purposes only. We do not give warranties or representations for the information provided. Please consult with a direct medical provider for any medical questions. And if there's an emergency, please call 911. And without further ado, today Lauren is going to talk about the blue zones. What's that?
So what are blue zones? Blue zones are areas of the world where people live longer lives, but also healthier lives. So they have lower rates of chronic disease. They're living into their 90s and 100s and living independently, not in like nursing homes and not able to walk and things like that. So where are these places and how do we live like them? So I want to point out that I researched these areas and found things that they're doing in terms of health and wellness. And then we're going to talk about what they all have in common. And you can take from this whatever you want. Know that we are all from different heritages, different parts of the world, and different things may work better for different people. So we are still all our own unique beings, but there are some things that a lot of these places have in common, and these places are from different parts of the world. We're talking like Europe, we're talking Japan, we're talking Costa Rica, like there's all different parts of the world. So what are they doing? How can we incorporate it into our lives? Can it help us? So the first one is Icaria, and that is an island in Greece. So what are they doing there? Why are they so healthy? They have a Mediterranean diet. So basically the base of all their meals, the base of their life, physically active, and they enjoy meals with other people. So meals are social time. They're relaxed, they're conversational. You sit down, you don't scarf down a pizza, you don't scarf down anything you eat. You're having conversation, you're eating slowly, you recognize when you're full, and then you stop eating. So specifically, they eat a lot of fruits, vegetables, grains, different kinds of healthy oils, nuts, legumes, seeds, herbs, and spices. That's like the base of their diet that they're eating every day. And then a couple times a week, they'll eat fish and seafood, so that lean meat. Moderately, they will eat poultry, dairy and cheese, eggs. A lot of times they'll have red wine with their meals. And this isn't specific to Greece. This is just what I learned about Mediterranean diets in general. And then less often, very infrequently, they're eating red meat, saturated fat, and sweets. So red meat is up there on the top of that pyramid. So that's basically the Mediterranean diet. So in addition to that, they have homegrown vegetables. So they're not flying in vegetables from all over the world that are picked 2 weeks prematurely and don't have all the dense nutrients in them. They are growing their own vegetables and they are eating from their earth that they were intended to eat from. So that's Greece. The next one is Nicoya Peninsula, which is in Costa Rica. And what are they eating? So they eat a lot of beans and a lot of tropical fruit, but that is native to their land. So again, they're kind of eating toward their heritage. So that may not be what's best for you or everybody, but that's what's best for them. They have very physical jobs into old age. So I don't know if you are aware that a lot of people, when they retire from their careers in the United States, there's like a big statistic of people that die within 6 months because because they're stopping what they're doing and then they don't have a purpose. So one, emotionally, spiritually, they're not living a purpose. But also, they're not as physically active. So their body starts to, you don't use it, you lose it. And that works for muscles too and different systems in your body. So, so they're working into old age. So basically they're saying you don't have to work until you're 80, but stay active, right? Another thing that they're doing is they're spending a lot of time outside. So for a couple reasons. 1, connecting with nature. 2, vitamin D. 3, fresh air. Like, there are so many benefits of being outside. 4, no technology unless you're by a tower of some sort. But yeah, spending time outside is keeping them healthy. And what's really cool is they have a plan de vida, a life purpose. So they have a reason for living, and they center their lives around that. So everything that they do is with a divine purpose. So they feel they are living their truth. And there's so much to that. In the spiritual realm, you know, we talk about spirituality as if it's its own separate thing, but we are all spiritual beings. And if we're not living our purpose and living our truth, we have a disconnect within our body. And when mind, body, and spirit are not well integrated, it causes disease.
That's so beautiful. It made me cry right now.
So that's what they're doing in Costa Rica. The next one is the 7-Day Adventists in Loma Linda, California. So what are they doing? They are obviously a subculture within California. They are all vegetarians, so eating a lot of plants. They have a very tight-knit community, so they have support. They have a sense of belonging and a sense of purpose within their group. And they're very religious, so they have the spirituality component, good for a couple reasons. They're Protestants, so they have a faith that they follow, a faith that guides their life, so there's spirituality. They also honor the Sabbath, which is the seventh day, the day of rest. So they are taking time to recover and to rest. So that's the physical component. Again, mind, body, spirit. Then we have the men of Ogliastra, which is in Sardinia, Italy. And what are they doing? They're working on farms, so a lot of physical labor. And actually, especially the sheep herders. The sheep herders walk at least 5 miles a day, and they have daughters that take care of them into their older age, and those are especially living longer lives. And they drink red wine. And then the women of Okinawa, Japan, they eat a lot of soy-based foods. One thing I will caution with soy, there's a lot of controversy about soy and estrogen and all that, and I'm not even going to get into that. But I will say that 93% of soy is highly processed and genetically modified. So if you are like, yeah, let's do the soy diet, make sure that you're eating water-washed organic soy so that you are not eating GMO food, which is not good for you. So soy-based diet, they are very family and community focused. So again, they have that support system, that sense of belonging, and that sense of purpose, like where is my place in this community? And then they have something that's called Moai. And Moai is a tight social circle that provides support throughout life. So no matter what part of life you're in, no matter what kind of assistance or support you need, you have that available to you. So there's not that uncertainty of when I get older, I'm not going to have anybody to help me or take care of me. So they're really living in this true village that's helping support one another. And then they also practice Tai Chi. So that keeps them physically fit and it also has a spiritual component. So those are our blue zones and what's up in each blue zone. So let's get to the grit of it here. What do they have in common? How do we live this life? How do we embody this, encompass this into our own lives? So let's look in terms of the type of health that Tracy and I always wish for you all: physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual. So physically, what are they eating? They're eating whole food nutrition. They're not eating a box of Lucky Charms. They are eating plant-based diets. They're eating vegetables, whole grains, legumes, and nuts. That's something they all had in common. Some of them ate meat, and when they did, they ate the lean meat and stayed away from red meat. A lot of them ate more vegetables. How did they eat? They ate slowly. They stopped eating before they became full. Some of them practiced fasting, so either periodic fasting like religious holidays, or intermittent fasting where you're eating only during certain parts of the day, certain times of day, and you're not, waking up at 2 a.m. getting Oreos out of the cabinet. So that's how they're eating. So they all have an active lifestyle. So exercise that's actually incorporated into daily tasks and their job, their work, their life purpose. So exercise for them is more of a habit and a lifestyle rather than like, oh, I gotta wake up at 5:30 before work so I can work out to this exercise DVD. And that's kind of how we consider exercise. So rather than it becoming this chore, this extra thing that you have to do, how can you incorporate it into your daily life? And we actually have a good video called how to, different ways to sneak in some squats. I think it was 8 ways. So you can check that one out to how to incorporate little exercise here and there into your daily life. Sleeping, they got enough sleep at night. They valued sleep. In the United States, it's like a competition. Like, oh, I only got 5 hours of sleep last night and I'm like doing this. Like, people brag about how little sleep they get, and that's not something to brag about. That's like bragging that I'm in terrible health. I didn't get any sleep.
That's important for your immune system too, is to get enough sleep.
Yeah. So they got enough sleep at night, and they take naps. So siestas, different, they nap throughout the day. They take their time. Just in general, they take their time with everything. Things are not like go, 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 rush, rush, rush. Work 40 hours a week, work 60 hours a week, work 80 hours a week. Yeah. Don't sleep. Hurry up, scarf that hamburger down so we can go and do X, Y, and Z. Like, everything is so well thought out. Like, work is incorporated into my family life, and my family is incorporated into my meals, and my exercise just comes naturally. It's not like this. Life isn't a series of tasks. Life is your life. It's your lifestyle. It's your way of living. And that's how they treat life. It's not like, I have to do this. I should do this. I'm punishing myself for not doing this. And that's how we're kind of living here. And it's not really doing it for us, I don't think.
No.
So physically, that's what they got going on. Emotionally, or in this case, socially, they live with their extended families, a lot of them. They're taking care of one another. They have strong villages. It takes a village. It does, and they have those villages. We don't have that here, most families. I'm blessed with a little village. A lot of people I know aren't, and they struggle a lot more. So I'm creating a community called Awake Oneness Tribe, and, well, it's already created, but I want to be that village for people who don't have that built-in village. I want to give them that, because we need that to be healthy and to just do well in life and to enjoy life, right? Like, who wants to just work and then die? Like, let's enjoy our lives while we're here. So they have that emotional and social support. Psychologically, they have a life, and this is also spiritually too, they have a life purpose. They know why they're here, and they know that what they're doing is important, and they feel valued and appreciated. How many of you feel that from all the people in your lives? And maybe some of you do, and great, but I know a lot of people here don't. A lot of people have jobs just to make money. It's not like, my job is making an impact and people appreciate me, and it should be like that, because we all have our own jobs and places in this world, and we should be appreciated for what we're doing. So be that in somebody's life, and then somebody will do that to you, because that's how the ripple effect works.
We had a kindness week We had a kindness week at my job, and we just wrote notes to each other about things that we appreciate, and I started crying because it made all the difference. A note can make such a big difference, writing it and receiving it. So you could do that at your work, or I think Lauren was doing it with her husband at one point, leaving notes for each other. I think that's really helpful to feel that sense of appreciation.
I gotta get back to doing that. I got distracted by the busy of life, but I got to get back to doing that.
But that was sweet.
I don't have to. I want to. Okay, and then spiritually, what do they got going on spiritually? Well, a lot of them are part of religious communities. So they have that faith-based life. And I'm not saying you have to have an organized religion to be happy. Personally, I don't have an organized religion, and I am happy, and I have a sense of purpose, and I consider myself a very spiritual person. So spirituality doesn't really have to be religious, but in this sense, it gave these people that sense of purpose that they needed, the togetherness, and just the why am I here? And being able to answer that question. And I think that's a really important question for people to know about themselves, or to learn, or to be eager to follow a path to learn. So some things to consider before you go all out and do all the things that they're doing. Remember, in terms of diet, one size does not fit all. So, for example, what somebody from a Northern European descent may need to eat versus someone from Costa Rica is going to look very different, right? Costa Rica is going to be more fruits focused because that's what grows there. Northern European is going to be a little bit more, a little different, more vegetables, more potatoes, things like that. So, think about that a little bit. I don't know how much you buy into the heritage eating. I buy into it a little more. So just consider that one size does not fit all when you try these diets if you are going to. But we could all benefit, regardless of what diet you try. We could all benefit from less or really no processed food because those are man-made chemicals not intended to be eaten. Nature didn't give those to us, so don't eat them. Exercise. Good sleep hygiene, getting enough sleep and making sure you're getting good quality sleep. And we also have a video on sleep hygiene, so check that one out. Listening to our bodies. So like eating slowly and actually like knowing when you're full. That's something we never do. We eat what's on our plate and then we're like, oh, I'm so full, like an hour later, and then we feel like garbage. Yeah. So don't do that. Having social support. So having your village, having your tribe, having a satisfying life purpose, feeling like, hey, I was put on this earth for a reason and I'm going to live out that reason. That's like having a purpose. I feel like that's like the biggest overlooked aspect of health in our culture. If you need help in any of these areas, Tracy does Reiki. So Tracy can open up some blocked emotional channels that are causing you to not live out your purpose or causing you a kind of a cognitive block from what you're supposed to be doing in life. I am a holistic health and wellness coach / life coach. I work a lot on detox, living a natural life, how to ditch some bad things and put some good things into your life, whether that's physically, emotionally, psychologically. We can just work on a whole number of things. So join our community, Awake Oneness Tribe. I've mentioned it. It's a tribe of great people. We have dozens of providers that can help you in different areas of your life to improve your health and your wellness and your spirituality, and they can help you really connect with and understand yourself. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching our video. Please like it, subscribe to our channel. Sign up for alerts so you know when we post new videos. Visit us at www.facebook.com/Lauren and Tracy. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.
And we are wishing you physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. And we thank you so much for being here. See you next time.